Thanks, Nikki. It was an exciting weekend for Iowa sports with a lot of W's. We'll start with men's basketball. The Hawks hosted Ohio State here at home Saturday night. Both teams entered the game with 3 wins and 5 losses in conference play, and were playing to gain a little leverage in the Big Ten standings.
The Hawks got a much-needed win here at home Saturday night against Ohio State, despite being without the team's leading scorer, Peter Jock. Jock was sidelined during Saturday night's game due to a back injury, but that was no problem for the Hawks, who had several players step up in his absence to get the win over Ohio State. Iowa would look to sophomore guard Brady Ellingson, who was automatic from beyond the arc, shooting 5 of 7 three-point attempts, and he finished the night with a team-leading 17 points. And Ellingson wasn't the only guy who came up big for the Hawkeyes. He was just one of 4 players in double figures, and the team scored 44 points off the bench. Freshman Ryan Kriener came off the bench and shot 6 of 7 from the field, racking up 14 total points. And Tyler Cook had a slow start in the first half, but came out in the second half and dominated. He finished the night with 13 points. Well, Iowa led this one pretty much the entire night. Ohio State would chip away at Iowa's lead in the second half, but could never get enough going to take over. The Hawks would cruise past the Buckeyes with a final score of 85-72.
Coach told us before the game, just come out and just hoop, naturally, and don't think about it, don't be real about yourself. So we just came out, like I said before, we just focused on getting the ball moving and forcing them to work. And so we got a lot of open shots, and guys hit open shots tonight. So we had 4 or 5 guys in double figures, so that's something we want to keep doing going forward.
I have a lot of respect for this team, for this program, for Thad, and for us to defend the way we did and for us to execute the way we did, I think is a big step for our program.
Iowa looks to build off this team win and keep up the momentum when they head into Rutgers Tuesday night. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Taylor Van Fleet, and now let's send it over to Taylor Cassian, who has more on the Hawks win.
Thanks, Taylor. With the big win against Ohio State Saturday night came big plays from the freshmen as they stepped up to fill in the shoes of Peter Jock. With the absence of Jock in Saturday's game came the pressure to perform, especially on the great number of freshmen. Bohannon contributed 12 points, Cook 13, Kriener 14, and Brady Ellingson dominated the scoring, racking up 17 points of his own.
Brady's one of the hardest working guys we have, hardest working guys I've ever seen. Brings it every day in practice. He's always hitting shots, and he's super consistent. So, he got a lot of open looks there and he knocked them down. So I think we all expected him to knock those down, and he did it for us.
Tyler Cook started out the game a little shaky, but became a key component in the 85-72 win over Ohio State, scoring 10 of his 13 points in the second half. Bohannon scored 9 of his 12 points in the first half, pushing Iowa to their 40-29 lead closing out the half. Coach Fran McCaffrey was impressed to say the least with this group of freshmen and their consistent performances.
To have a group that collectively is that way, I think is special. And I would like to think that we recruit that kind of person. I mean, we try to make that part of the evaluation process, and obviously this is a different level, it's a different world. But have they shown the ability to make big shots late? Well, so many of you guys in this room have watched Bohannon. He's been doing that for a long time, so you're not surprised by that.
Reporting from inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Taylor Cassian, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Peter Jock will be evaluated on a day-to-day basis regarding when he will return to the court. But for now, the Hawkeyes have proven they can succeed despite such circumstances. In women's basketball, the Hawks fell to number 3 Maryland, with Kathleen Doyle leading the Hawks with 21 points. Although women's basketball lost, another team came away with a great win on Friday night, and that's Iowa wrestling. Nikki Crossway has more.
Carver Hawkeye Arena was the place to be this past Friday night as number 3 Iowa Hawkeyes took on Ohio State. It all started with Thomas Gilman at 125. Top-ranked Thomas Gilman dominated his opponent Jose Rodriguez with a 23-8 technical fall in 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Gilman improves to a 19-0 record this season and believes no opponent can match up to him.
No one can match my conditioning, my strength, my pace. If I just use that to my advantage, guys will crumble. This guy, the same as the next guy.
The Hawkeyes won 6 of 10 matches, scoring bonus points at 125 and 157.
Third-ranked 149-pounder Brandon Sorensen used a second period escape and a 2-minute ride in the third to hand number 5 Mika Jordan his first loss of the season. A score of 2-0 wasn't what Sorensen or head coach Tom Brands had expected the match to come to.
A lot of ways to win that match, and one of them is to win 2-0, get an escape, and get riding time, and he put a ride on him. And didn't just build up riding time and then let him up, he kept him down. And that's one gutsy way to win.
Iowa's number 2 ranked Michael Kemmerer, Sammy Brooks, Joey Gunther, and heavyweight Stephen Holloway all walked off the mat with wins. The Buckeyes picked up decisions at 133, 141, and 174, and won by major decision at 197. The Hawkeyes ultimately defeated number 4 Ohio State with a team score of 21-13. The victory over Ohio State was exactly what the Iowa Hawkeyes needed. Next week, back here at Carver on Friday at 7 p.m., the Hawkeyes will take on Wisconsin. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, Nikki Crossway, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The match on Friday versus Wisconsin is one out of the last 4 Big Ten matchups the Hawks have left in this regular season. Another sport that did well this weekend was track and field. Some of the country's top track and field teams came to town, but the Hawkeyes were not intimidated. With the recap is Will Silverstone.
The Iowa track and field team hosted Big Ten rivals Illinois and Wisconsin at this weekend's Black and Gold premiere. The Hawkeyes continued their stellar streak of dominant performances at the UI Recreation Building. The track and field team posted a total of 16 victories, including 2 event titles and a school record by Will Doherty in the heptathlon. The Hawkeyes won 6 premier events where the team was matched up against strong Big Ten competition in Illinois and Wisconsin, as well as regional rivals Notre Dame and Tulsa. I spoke with head coach Joey Woody after his team's rewarding meet.
It's real important to go head-to-head against Big Ten competition whenever you get a chance to perform well. You know, that's always a mental game, you know, when we're competing against Big Ten competition. So I thought our athletes did a great job this weekend going head-to-head against them, and, you know, some of our stronger events like the high hurdles, the 60 and, you know, the 400 went really well. We had a lot of guys in the final of the 60, so that was good to see. But, you know, we still got about 4 more weeks till the Big Ten Championship, so we just got to keep progressing every week.
The Hawkeyes will travel to South Bend, Indiana next weekend as they get set to take on Notre Dame at the Mayo Classic. Reporting from the University of Iowa Recreation Bowling, this is Will Silverstein, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Fighting Irish will look to get revenge on the Hawkeyes in the next weekend's meet in Notre Dame. Tune in tomorrow for a recap on women's gymnastics, tennis, and more wrestling. Nikki, back to you.